Hello, welcome back to the second part of this film about inference. If you haven't watched the first part, you'll need to before you can start this bit, really. But we'll just look at a better answer. So the point of this bit is to show us an answer which does use inference and does use PEE plus, point evidence explain plus. So it's going to get us a higher mark in our exam than the previous answer, which was very simple. Okay, so we have said, and I'll remind you, it's this quote that we're looking at. Pause and have a look at that if you need to remind yourself. The question is, what do we learn about how Fernando Torres likes to spend his spare time, his free time? Okay, so another way Torres likes to spend his free time is shopping. For example, he says that a friend of mine in Liverpool sometimes opens up his shop for me so I can go when it's quiet. This suggests that he enjoys shopping but prefers it if he's able to do this without crowds of other people around. It shows that he likes privacy and not to be bothered by lots of other people when he shops. Now just compare that answer to that answer. So that would be a sort of, as I say, it would get you some marks, but certainly as a paragraph it wouldn't be as strong as this. This is much more detailed. Let's take it apart a little bit and see why it's so good. Right, first of all, you've got this very clear topic sentence. Another way Fernando Torres, or Torres, you don't need to keep saying Fernando Torres, it'll just waste time. Another way Torres likes to spend his free time is shopping. Now that's a really good point because your question is, how does he like to spend his free time? See the question here? And this answer directly answers that, doesn't it? It's really clear. Another way he likes to spend his free time is shopping. So you're clearly signposting to your examiner that you're answering the question. Okay, so really good point, really clear point. Secondly, you've got the example. For example, he says that a friend of mine in Liverpool sometimes opens up his shop for me so I can go when it's quiet. I suppose that's about as long a quotation as you'd want to do. Don't do any longer than that. But you know, that would be all right. It's clear about shopping. Okay, shows that he likes shopping. But this is the bit that'll get you the marks. This suggests that he enjoys shopping but prefers it if he's able to do this without other crowds of other people around. Now you see, he hasn't actually said that in here. He hasn't said that he doesn't like other people around. He's just inferred it. We know he likes it when it's quieter and his friend will open it up for him without loads of people being there. Okay, it shows that he likes privacy and not to be bothered by lots of other people when he shops. We can kind of work that out from what he says. And by having this bit in, we're showing inference, and therefore we're getting on to the higher grade. And you see how we've got point, evidence, explain. So this is your point, your evidence, and your explanation. And because it's explanation plus, we found a couple of things to say about it. Right, we've developed it in a bit more detail. Look, to be able to do this, the best thing to learn is these little phrases. This suggests that. It shows that. So things like this suggests that, this implies that. They're really good. As soon as you use that, you're showing your examiner that you know about inference. This shows that, or even, why not say, therefore, the reader can infer that Torres likes to be shopping on his own, he doesn't like to be bothered. So there's 4 things that you can learn. Alright? To have a practice with this, I've just got a bit of a text from the Mirror newspaper, I think it was, a little extract. It's about it's a columnist writing about racism in football. Okay, it's about the John Terry stuff that's happened recently. And what I'd like you to do is read this bit and then write a paragraph or a couple of paragraphs. What do we learn about this writer's views on racism? So what you're going to have to do is read this, find any bits from which you can make an inference. I'd look at this. It made the veins in my neck stand out too. Well, why? What does that show us? Well, the fact that her veins are standing out in her neck, what does that tell us about her opinion of what's going on? I mean, you'll have to read the text to make it make sense. Okay? If you want a little frame for that, use this. One view the writer has about racism is, for example, she says, this suggests that. Okay? But do that now. Yeah, and use the previous answer here as your model. So we're aiming for it to look like this. And in fact, once you've written it, if you do it on Word, use the same colour scheme as this. Put your topic sentence red, then green for your evidence, and then blue for your explanation. Okay, brilliant. Come and see me if you've got any problems with that.